Caste by Isabel Wilkerson, a review by me, Professor Maurice Miles Martinez, author of the book, The Real Wakandas of Africa, Dr. John Henrik Clarke versus Herman Cain. Caste is an Oprah's book club work and a worthy read. This book will challenge your understanding about race in the world. It looks at racism across borders and throughout history. The author takes the reader on a journey through various regions of the planet that embraced caste systems and racism. More specifically, the book focuses upon Nazi Germany and upon India. Although this is a non-fiction book, it offers an engaging narrative of history. These caste systems serve as a reference point for the author to compare to racism against African Americans. This book offers a considerable amount of detail and support for its thesis. It points to racist incidents throughout history to support its claims. Like Caste, I also discuss racism in my book, The Real Wakandas of Africa, Dr. John Henrik Clarke versus Herman Cain. This book references more than 200 factual sources and is an engaging read. I discussed the new Jim Crow and how racism impacted people during slavery and colonialism, as well as other forces that have impacted black people. However, unlike other books that focus only upon the oppression of black people, I also discuss the rich history of African people before slavery and before colonialism. Prior to slavery and colonialism, Africans built the tallest building in the world, which stood for more than 4,000 years as the tallest building. Africans smelted carbon steel 2,000 years ago, before it was known in America or Europe. They created an iron mine 42,000 years ago and documented prime numbers 20,000 years ago. In West Africa, Africans built a wall for which I also wrote a book called The Great Wall of Africa, the Empire of Benin's 10,000-mile-long wall. They conducted surgery on the eyes 700 years ago to remove cataracts and charted star systems that were not discovered by European or American scientists until the 1990s. Pick up a copy of Caste, then pick up a copy of my book, The Real Wakandas of Africa, by Maurice Miles Martinez, and I will see you on the lecture circuit.
Helps protect against HIV. It's not for everyone. Descovy for PrEP has not been studied in people assigned female at birth. Talk to your doctor to find out if Descovy, the smallest PrEP pill available, is right for you. In a 2-year study, 99.7% of people stayed HIV negative while on Descovy.
I am so happy to have just finished my first read for 2021, which is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent by Isabel Wilkerson. And guys, I have to admit, I tend to be more on the sci-fi, dramatical, or very religious books of read. But for me, I veered away from this a little bit just because of all the things that have been happening, but very curious about what else I could learn about the caste system in America. And she does an excellent job of breaking down the social, psychological, physical tactics of what was used for various minorities and disenfranchised people in the United States. And I think she does it in a way that is very informative. She's essentially taken all of the knowledge and research of books that she's read and people that she's interviewed and have put it together in one digestible format. When I tell you there is an index in the back of this book, I mean, the last and I am exaggerating a bit, but 100 pages are bibliography, indexes, and notes so that you could see how much she's researched and taken the time to assist us in being able to educate ourselves as Americans or as people who want to understand, just the foundings of this country. And I think that anyone who is interested in learning more about history, U.S. history, should benefit from reading this book. And I think it transcends any political party, any affiliation, any racial background, anything. It's just for those who are curious and wanting to understand more of the facts and the truths of this nation. And I tell you, even though it looks intimidating, the book is such a quick read, and you don't feel like you're reading a textbook. She really takes the time to create the story so you feel like you were there, and helping you to understand and empathize with people who lived during a time where caste is, and still is, very much alive. So she even breaks down the Nazi regime and caste systems in India, which, I kind of knew about, but I really didn't have all the details. So I say all that to say, even if you think you know everything there is to know about casteism, racism, classism, all the isms, I encourage you to still take the time and read the book. And you can definitely pass it on. And I look forward to seeing more from this author. Actually, she has a book before this one that came out that was also very, very good. And I'm definitely going to check that out. So that is my 2 cents. And let's see what I come up with next.